evening, Pretend Football Nation, and welcome to another edition of Pretend Football Now. I am Sike Manders. With me, as always, is Maul. What a week is in front of us. We've got new segments. We've got people calling in. We've got comments. We've got likes. We've got subscribes. We've got the whole thing.
Yeah, I feel like we've got it all this week, and it's all kind of wrapped up into some fantastic pretend sports. Some games this week decided by the most razor thinnest of margins. Some games complete and utter blowouts. I can't wait to dig in with you.
Oh, well, dig in we shall. And viewer, please come along for the ride.
Now, when the fantasy schedule makers looked at week number 3, they really gave us some heat. The matchups we're covering today most definitely was not one of them. I can say with absolute 100% certainty, this is not the matchup you wanted me to cover. As exciting as a .25 loss is, we are heading down to Pine Lake Park Memorial Stadium, the only stadium that mourns its own construction. Coach Dan Swanson, made of PSBN supermom Ramona Swanson, came in with some energy off a win last week. Taking the field at quarterback was Pretend Sports darling Jalen Tush Push Hurts, who led all scorers with 23.65 points. Running back Alexander Madison, whose face I think is on the $10 bill. I mean, didn't they make a musical starring a bunch of Spaniards about him? Anyway, he was good, scoring 15 points, and as always, this season, it seems, them kicker points rained down as Jake E.T. Elliott scored 11. Now, the rest of the heartbreak was, heartbreaking. Shock. Awe. The question is, would it be enough to take the tombstones? Coach Scott Martin, sire of perennial last place pretend sport mutant Sean Martin, was hanging with Mr. Amari Cooper. Get it? Get it? Shut up! You're just too young to have not seen it. I'm not old. You're old. You're old.
No, please. I came out for the. Just sit down. Just sit down.
I'm not old.
No, you're not. You're as young as spring chicken. A spring chicken.
I'm not old. You're old. Now, Cooper, he clearly enjoys a rousing game of Pokemans as he was catching them all, on way to 21.2 points. Dak Prescott threw in an additional 16.85, and the rest all fell way off their projections. Josh, not in football shape Jacobs, was 3 points short. Comp back Disc Lamb was 7.5 points off the projection, and capital T Higgins was also 7 points off. And George Kittle and Jared Goff were left on the pine, those bench blues, scoring 33 points in total. All those mistakes, yet somehow the Cincinnati Heartbreak could not take advantage. Coach Martin and the Tombstones bumble and stumble and ultimately humble the beast. 79.15 to 75.55. Rest in peace. Damn it, I'm not that old. I know what Pokemons are. I got one right here in my pocket. I'm cool, damn it. F off.
All right, well, a new segment here at PSBN. We are going to open up the floodgates. Let the people speak.
Yeah, we have some calls. We have some emails. I'm really excited to get right into it.
As you should be, and I am also quite interested to see where this goes. So let's open up those floodgates and take question number 1.
A viewer writes, "Hello, Dr. Fung. Longtime fan of the show, and I have a serious question for you. Why do people with the last name Cooter always collude? Is it something in their blood, or perhaps the name itself is cursed and compels them to collude with others of their brood? Because for the life of me, I cannot fathom how trading away a starting wide receiver for a backup running back is a good idea. If you have a cure for this disease that has plagued our league for years, it would be much appreciated. Sincerely yours, Coach Samson Lafamba of the Swanson Luggage."
Well, all I can say is that Dr. Fung has dabbled lightly in genetics. Genetics. I mean genetics. Genetics.
Yeah, he's also decided to shovel past us this question so that we can say absolutely 100% no collusion between the Cooters of any kind in the NJC FFL. Neither blood, nor marriage, nor loin fruit can indeed stop the Cooters from tearing each other apart like rabid jackals. There is one thing that we know. It is that they are about as dysfunctional as a late season Game of Thrones plotline.
Well said. Well said. But if there's one thing that Sike knows, Maul, it's that nobody has dropped a large stack of money with a large green dollar sign on it outside the PSBN studios in quite some time.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Matt Keys of the Keys to Victory writes, "Love the show. Would be interested in Sike and Maul's take on the trade between Keys to Victory and the 51ers. Grade the trade."
So, the Keys acquired Tua Tagovailoa, Mamma Mia, and Elijah the Amish Wonder Boy Mitchell for Stupider's own Baker Mayfield and Jerome here Ford. From a name stock basis, I'm talking names, and names only, the Keys, they made out like bandits in getting rid of some real landmine names.
Yeah. Glorp now has players on his roster left over, like Judy, Burita, Mostart. Clearly, sending Tagovailoa over to the Keys was a great move and saved the stupider embedded media from laughing themselves to death and having to pronounce these last names. It also saved them quite a bit of money in fabric and stitching.
Yeah, just as an aside, in Stupider, Tagovailoa is shorthand for each. You learn something every day.
What's good, NJCFFL? Super Cool Friends League reigning champion here, dropping loads. I just want to drop on in, get it? Drop on in, dropping loads. To call my shot for week 3. Yeah, I'm 1-1, I don't care. I'm calling my shot for week 3 against Georgia O'Keeffe Vagina Flowers. I will be victorious. Just want to let you know that, all right? And dropping loads will rain upon thee. Just as always, I'm the new kid on the block, but you're all on notice. One more thing. Dr. Fung, I got one question for you, bro. Does this look infected? Huh? All right.
She got a chrome on shadow. I made it in today. Thank God it's time to sell it.
Well, interesting statement, interesting posturing, and according to Dr. Fung, he posits that while the finger does not look infected, it does appear that the digit is suffering from a habitual massaging of one's own prostate.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Now, the Vagina Flowers and Coach Lyon had this to say in response.
That was good. That was good.
Not Bill Bruno at notbillbruno@gmail.com writes, "Hi, Sike, Maul, big fan. First time, long time. Just wanted to make some quick comments on one of this week's matchups and would love to hear what you think of who's going to win. You know they say all men are created equal, but when you look at Kylan Swanson and you look at Greg Cooter, and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another fantasy footballer, you've got a 50-50 chance of winning. But Kylan is a genetic freak, and he's not normal. So you got 25% chance at best to beat him. Then you add Justin Jefferson to the mix, and your chances of winning drastically go down. See, in this week 4 matchup, Greg's got a 31 1/3 chance of winning. Kylan's got a 66 2/3 chance of winning. Because Greg knows he can't beat him, and he's not even going to try. So Greg Cooter, you take your 33 1/3 chance minus your 25% chance, and he's got an 8 1/3 chance of winning week 4. Then you take Kylan's 75% chance of winning, and if you were to go to 1-on-1 and then add 66 2/3%, Kylan's got 141 2/3 chance of winning week 4. See, Greg, the numbers don't lie, and they spelled disaster for you. Thanks. I'll hang up and listen to your comments. Again, big fan.
Now, that is an interesting theoretical algebraic prediction for rivalry week. Now, me personally, I was never any good for calculus or math or numbers or words. But, however, I can tell you this, that Bill Bruno is clearly a man blessed with less understanding than me at my most concussed. What we do know is this. Cod Call is currently the number 1 ranked team this season.
Yeah, and the Beavers, much like the claw marks of a swirling late-night Taco Bell dump, are lingering in the bottom of the toilet.
Yeah, this gross. Was that really necessary, Sike?
It was always necessary, Maul. It was always necessary. Speaking of always necessary, it is a legal requirement to rip into another game and see what makes it tick. It is time for Sike, and it is time for the scalpel. Now, today's Dance Macabre is set at Cooter Institute Stadium and featured the luckless, flat-tailed, buck-toothed, jabroni, piece of Cooter Institute Beavers. They were facing the ominous shadow of the Lakers' dirigibles in a rarely seen matchup that was sure to be an absolute barn burner. Coach Paul Medeiros was led by Keaton, the 1700s French fur trapper Allen, with a grinding 36.95 points. Close behind was Devontae Egological Genocide Adams with 35.7 points, and Patrick the Pelt Scalper Mahomes put up 28.4 to the stack. The ballerina of Beaver destruction, Tutu Atwell, added a 15.2 point pirouette. Very nice. Very nice. And against such madness, could the Beavers dam the flood of pretend football points? Well, Coach Cooter marshaled out the luckless Beavers, and Kenny Big Tooth Pickett answered the charge with 20.85 points. DeAndre Flat-Tail Swift put up a paltry 14.3 points, and, wait for it, Chris Beaver Leg Boswell kicked up 15 kicker points! 15 kicker points! Hell yeah! That alone should warrant a victory, perhaps in a Beavers point of view. But unfortunately, that point of view was soon obscured by the barrel of a very large and very, very loaded pretend football cannon. The final score read, Dirigibles 138.65 to the Beavers 80.95. The Dirigibles came to town, rose hell, and left. The Beavers are looking to pick up the pieces to rebuild some semblance of a dike or, like a functioning football team to face Cod Call in rivalry week. The Dirigibles cruise on to Miami to face league whiz kid Catherine Cooter and the Uramies. Wow, that was quite a long program.
Yeah, I would say probably our best.
You know what? I don't like to Barry Horowitz myself too hard, but I would agree with you. Yeah. I would absolutely agree with you. So,
I would say if you also agree, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Mash that subscribe button down below. We really appreciate it.
I mean, I won't, but,
it'll just prove that someone's watching.
That is true. And maybe interact with that weirdo Lawrence I always see in the comments. What a freak.
Yeah.
Oh, well, anyway, Maul, let's get back on track. What is the word of the week?
Big fantasy pretend football week coming up here. The first of 3 rivalry weeks happening in the NJCFFL. Our word of the week is rivalry. These teams are hungry, and I can't wait to see these division foes clash it out.
You know, like a bunch of fat guys at a Golden Corral buffet, this is going to get hairy. And I indeed have a prop that demonstrates just that. Oh, what is it here? Why, it's a cage. A cage for the cage matches that you're all going to find yourselves in rivalry week. It's amazing. You're going to tear each other apart now. I love it.
It's a bit of a reach, no?
No, that's why they watch. They want the blood and they want the guts.
The blood and the guts.
That's true. It's not enough for one. You have to have both.
Yeah, if it's just one, it's awkward.
Yeah, it's just very strange, and I don't like it. I don't like it.
Me neither.
Yeah. Well, anyway, from all of us here at PSBN, this has been its flagship program, Pretend Football Now. That was good. Okay, excellent.
We should get this episode earns us
The Pretemies.
that next Pretemi.
Absolutely.